All right, we talked about this yesterday. Long bones can be stressed or loaded to fail by tension, compression, bending, twisting, and shearing. Your test this time, now it's time for y'all to start studying. This test is not easy, okay? Because not only are you going to need to know periosteitis and the press fractures, you're going to need to know a green stick fracture. Now, here's the whole thing. I'm going to take all the definitions, and I'm going to put them in a list. And I'm going to take all of the fracture names, and they're in another list. You need to match the definition with the fracture. So listen up to what I tell you, because it will resonate later when you go, oh yeah. All right. When I was a little boy, I used to have to get in trouble pretty much every day. All right? And I'd go outside and I'd say, Dad'd say, go get me a stick, boy. And I'd go get him a stick. I'd always go get him a stick that was old because they would break. Then he realized that I was smarter, and so he went and got the sticks. He got those fresh green sticks. You know, when you try and break them off the tree, they won't come off. You got to like twist them all around before they finally. Green stick fracture. They don't break all the way like an old stick. They just splinter. Huh. I will get it to you before we go. Yes. Yeah, probably. Oh, it won't say green twig, but it will say. Now, why is it most often in adolescents? Because their bones aren't as hard yet. They're still a little rubbery in there. You know? That way they can dance a little better. It's true. So, impact fracture tells you exactly what it is. What's an impact? Driving right along, boom, I'm going to an impact. That's going to be like a boxer's fracture. All right? It's where it gets broken directly over the long axis. So you get a compression of the bone, and the force is directly over the long axis. That's a boxer's fracture. It's going to be your compression or your impact. Boom, just like a car running into a tree. You got an impact. Longitudinal. Which one's longitudinal and which one's lateral? Longitudinal. Now, you're looking at a globe. Which one's longitudinal and which one's latitude? Longitude, latitude. Huh? Huh? Latitude. Latitude has a T. So it goes around the world. Longitude is longer, so it goes around this way to the poles. Longitudinal fracture. It is a fracture where the bone splits along its length. Got it? Okay. How about oblique fracture? What's oblique? Not now. We have a spiral fracture that we're going to go through, but oblique is where one end is twisted while the other end is fixed and stabilized. Okay? See those silly boys that want to do like clap push-ups, right? Yeah. So they're here and they're twisting back, and so this is fixed once it hits the ground, and now it twists and breaks their arm. They have an oblique fracture. Who likes steak? Do you really? You're gonna like it even more without those braces, aren't you? Because you had to sit there and pick it out, and you had to do that, huh? No, you don't have to do that, huh? How do you like your steak? That's the big question.
Like medium well. Like I don't like not good. I like medium well.
Let me tell you what.
I like it medium well.
If you are eating steak and you go to a steakhouse and you say, give me my steak well done," you are wasting your money. Number one, you're going to get the steak that's just about to be thrown out because they can cook any bacteria off of it because you just are turning it into the bottom of a shoe. Cooking it all out. 2, especially with women, steak means iron. You get iron in your blood, right? So you're also getting iron from the cow's blood. You need to not cook it so deep into the cycle. So anything past the medium is ruined. And I like them. Oh, they're so good at medium rare. Just a little bit past rare, and I can, so good.
Medium is like the
It
low
is.
It's like I want it to be all the way done.
See these? What are those? Teeth. Our teeth are made for tearing, not smiling. That is true. Your teeth, your teeth are made for tearing flesh, not for smiling. We are carnivores. If you have ever seen a cow's teeth, have you? They're all square and flat because they are herbivores, not carnivores. So anyways, you cut your steak. What kind of knife do you want? Serrated. Oh, look at there, serrated fracture. I did all of that just to get the serrated fracture. Sharp edge fracture line that can cause further damage. Anybody ever accidentally either get a fish bone or a chicken bone caught up in you? Yeah, they're sharp. They will cut your mouth. Same with bones when you break them. If you break them and it's serrated, they will tear muscle. They will tear arteries. The next thing you know, you bleed out because you tore an artery on a serrated fracture. Don't want that. We got a spiral fracture. Has a little S-shaped separation caused by sudden rotation. You also have a transverse fracture where it just goes pretty much straight across. See what I'm doing? Pretty much straight across on the transverse fracture, and that's what it says. Straight line fracture, more or less at right angles. Comminuted. There's an old saying, it takes what to raise a child? A village to raise, which is a community. And how many does it take to make a community? Oh, I'd probably think, 7, 10 people. There's your little community. Get this? So if you break your bones and it turns into a little community, looky there, you have 3 or more fragments at the fracture site. You have your own little bone community. So when you see comminuted, you're going to say, oh, it's a little community. That's where you got at least 3 people there to raise that child or bone. Contrecoup fracture. Oh, these are fun. Happen in car wrecks a lot. All right, cruising along. You get hit on one side, your brain keeps going, and it breaks the bones on the other side. It occurs on the opposite side of the point of trauma. Thus the example, your skull. Yeah, yeah. Contrecoup. Contrecoup. Oh wow, look at here. Now we've got an MRI going. Here's an MRI of a blowout fracture. All right? Blowout fracture. Is it on the left or the right? Right, left, right. That side or that side? It's on the right side right there. All right? Where the bottom of your eye blows out. Underneath your eyes, you have bone. All right? And then you got a sinus under there, big open cavity. So, bam, happens on fights. Boom, happens with boxers. They get a blowout fracture underneath there. And that's what it is. Occurs to the wall of the eye orbit as a result of a blow to the eye. What? Oh, yeah, a black eye. It's worse. Hey, we talked about avulsions earlier, right? We had an avulsion where something gets ripped off, right? Here we go. So what this is it's an avulsion fracture. The ligament doesn't tear, the bone gives way instead. Looks like it's going to be a complete sprain, but it's not. It's actually the bone. So that you see this often on thumbs because that ligament's really pretty tough. And so, boom, there goes the bone. Comes off. So it's always good to make sure you get an X-ray on thumb injuries. So it's separation of bone fragment as an attached ligament of the tendon is pulled from its insertion. Ooh, look at this picture. See where it's circled? That's stress. You have stress fracture? You did. You had to get a bone scan?
Yeah, they give me an MRI and like always X-ray.
Yeah.
And a back brace.
Oh, you had it in your back?
Yeah, it was my lumbar, my third, my three. Remember she had
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, we got a stress fracture, most likely caused by subthreshold level of rhythmic muscle action performed over a long period of time. Could take several weeks to show up on an X-ray. So it's starting to hurt, and you go and get an X-ray. They say, "Oh, there's nothing there. You're okay. Back off." But you don't back off because they said there's nothing there. So you keep doing what you're doing. Well, eventually, what happens is that the bone finally goes and says, "Okay, I've got a stress fracture now." Not a fun thing. Swelling and local tenderness, not and focal tenderness and pain are the major signs. Pain when active at first, and then finally gets greater after workout and into the night. And you got to get a bone scan because they're so small they don't show up on a regular X-ray. This is actually showing where the bone is trying to heal. So, is that the last one? It is. Any questions on these? No. I looked for them. I couldn't find them, but we'll do that tomorrow when we review. You can dislocate an elbow, yeah.